Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving into The World Belongs to the Brave by Jens Hilbert Forward. What if the key to success, happiness, and freedom wasn't perfection, money, or luck, but courage? In The World Belongs to the Brave, German author and entrepreneur Jens Hilbert opens up about his life, the struggles, fears, and turning points that shaped his path. This is not just a book about motivation, it's a personal journey toward inner strength. Through 7 inspiring chapters, he invites readers to stop hiding, stop doubting, and start living boldly. He asks us, who are you without your job, your image, your things? What if failure is actually the first step toward success? Are you living a life you'll be proud of at age 85? Hilbert shares his experiences with honesty and humor and gives practical advice for becoming more confident, brave, and true to yourself, no matter what others think. This book is a reminder that you don't need to be perfect to live a great life. You just need to be brave enough to start. Because in the end, the world doesn't belong to the perfect. It belongs to the brave. Chapter 1. What if you had nothing left? This chapter begins with a bold question. What would happen if you lost everything you own? No house, no car, no money, no job. Most people fear this idea, but Jens Hilbert sees it as a chance for personal growth and freedom. He shares his own life experiences of losing almost everything and how that moment actually gave him strength. He realized he is not his possessions or his status. He is his beliefs, creativity, and passion. These are things no one can take away from him. Hilbert explains that society teaches us to chase after material success. We are told to always want more clothes, better phones, bigger homes. But this constant hunger makes us forget our true identity. We start believing that our value depends on what we have. That is dangerous because if we lose those things, we also lose our confidence. Instead, Hilbert encourages readers to let go of this fear. He believes that losing everything can give you the space to rebuild your life in a way that is more true to who you really are. With nothing holding you back, you can focus on what truly matters. The chapter includes some exercises. Try living with only the basics for a week. Reflect on your inner strengths that are not tied to money or appearance. Ask yourself, who am I without my job or status? Message of Chapter 1. Your worth is not based on what you own. You are valuable because of who you are. Sometimes, starting from zero is the beginning of real success. Chapter 2. Perfectionism. If you weren't a perfectionist, would everything be perfect? In this chapter, Jens Hilbert talks about the idea of perfectionism. He explains how trying to be perfect all the time can actually stop us from growing and being happy. Hilbert shares how he used to put a lot of pressure on himself to always do everything perfectly. Whether it was his job, his appearance, or his daily habits, he felt like he had to get it all exactly right. But this made him stressed and tired. He realized that perfection doesn't exist. No matter how hard you try, there will always be small mistakes. And that's okay. Being human means being imperfect. In fact, the little flaws we have make us unique and real. The chapter encourages readers to stop chasing perfection. Instead, focus on progress. It's better to take small steps forward than to wait forever for the perfect moment or result. If you always wait until things are perfect, you'll never take action. Hilbert also explains that people who try to be perfect often judge themselves too harshly. They think they're never good enough. He reminds us to be kind to ourselves and to accept that good enough is often more than enough. Here are some tips he shares. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Set realistic goals, not impossible ones. Celebrate small wins, even if they're not perfect. Be proud of your effort, not just the outcome. Message of Chapter 2. Perfection is not the goal. Growth, learning, and self-acceptance are more important. You don't have to be perfect to be valuable. You just have to be yourself. Chapter 3. Courage. What would you do if you were brave? In this chapter, Jens Hilbert focuses on courage and how it changes your life. He asks a simple but deep question. What would you do if you had no fear? Hilbert shares personal moments when he had to be brave, when starting his business, speaking openly, or facing people who judged him. He says courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means feeling fear and acting anyway. He talks about how many people stay in their comfort zones because they are afraid of failure, judgment, or pain. But staying safe also means staying stuck. Hilbert believes real happiness comes when we take bold steps, even small ones, towards what we truly want. This chapter encourages readers to listen to their inner voice, not outside pressure. You may not feel ready, but action creates confidence. Every brave choice makes you stronger. Some courage-building tips from the chapter. Make a list of things you are afraid to do and choose one small action to face. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? What's the best? Remember your past victories, proof that you've been brave before. Hilbert reminds us that courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You don't need to change the whole world. Just take the next brave step. Message of Chapter 3. Bravery brings growth. You already have courage inside you. Use it, even when you're afraid. The world belongs to those who dare. Chapter 4. Emotions. What would happen if you let them out? In this chapter, Hilbert explores emotions and their power. He starts by saying that many people are afraid of their emotions. We're often told to stay strong or keep it together, especially in public or at work. But hiding your feelings doesn't make you strong. It makes you disconnected. He believes that emotions are not weaknesses. They are signals that help us understand ourselves. When you ignore your emotions, you lose your connection with your real needs and values. Hilbert opens up about times when he felt overwhelmed, sad, or unsure. He says these feelings helped him grow. They showed him what needed to change in his life. For example, when he felt lonely, it made him realize he needed deeper relationships, not just attention from fans or followers. The chapter teaches that expressing emotions is healthy and necessary. Crying, laughing, or even feeling frustrated is part of being alive. When you share how you feel, you build real connections with others. He gives some helpful tips. Start journaling your feelings, even for 5 minutes a day. Talk honestly with someone you trust about your emotions. Don't judge your feelings. Accept them as part of your human experience. Hilbert encourages us not to see emotions as something to fix or hide. Instead, we should welcome them as guides. Your emotions can tell you where you are and where you need to go next. Message of Chapter 4. Emotions are not a problem. They are part of your strength. Let them flow. Listen to them. They will lead you to a more honest and fulfilling life. Chapter 5. Authenticity. What if you were truly yourself? In this chapter, Hilbert dives into the idea of living authentically, being the real you, no matter what others think. He says many people wear masks every day, at work, with family, or on social media. These masks hide who we really are because we want to be liked or fit in. Hilbert talks about how tiring it is to always pretend. He shares personal stories of moments when he felt pressured to act a certain way, just to be accepted. But he says the real power comes when you drop the mask and embrace who you truly are. He encourages readers to think about this question: if no one judged me, how would I act? The chapter explains that authenticity brings peace. When you are honest about your feelings, desires, and dreams, you feel more confident and relaxed. You attract the right people, those who like you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. Here are some practical tips from the chapter. Notice where in life you feel fake or uncomfortable. Practice saying what you really think, even if it feels scary. Share something honest with a close friend. It helps build real connections. Hilbert reminds us that you don't need to be loud or extreme to be authentic. You just need to be consistent with your values and true to yourself. Even small steps toward honesty make a big difference. Message of Chapter 5. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real you. When you are authentic, you feel lighter, stronger, and more connected to life. Chapter 6. Do you deserve what you earn? This chapter focuses on the connection between self-worth and money. Jens Hilbert starts by asking a deep question. Do you really believe you deserve the money you earn? Many people don't. They work hard but feel guilty when asking for a raise or charging higher prices. Why? Because they doubt their value. Yen says this is a big problem. If you don't believe in your own worth, others won't either. He shares how he used to feel insecure about money, especially when he became successful. Sometimes he thought, do I really deserve all this? But he learned that feeling guilty about success is not helpful. If you worked for it, learned, took risks, and showed courage, then yes, you deserve it. He also talks about the difference between self-confidence and arrogance. Believing in your worth is not about showing off. It's about standing up for yourself. It's okay to ask for more, to charge more, or to say no when something isn't fair. One of the strongest points he makes is about limiting beliefs. Many people grow up hearing things like, money is evil, rich people are greedy, if you ask for more, people will hate you. These beliefs stay in your head and hold you back, even as an adult. Jens encourages you to break free from these thoughts. You can be kind, honest, and still be rich. You can help others and still charge what you're worth. He also shares practical advice. Keep track of your successes, big or small. Practice saying your prices or salary expectations out loud. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who make you feel too much. At the end of the chapter, Jens reminds the reader, your income often reflects how much you believe in yourself. If you want to earn more, start by respecting your own time, talent, and energy. Chapter 7. What do you want to look back on at your 85th birthday? This final chapter is like a mirror. Jens Hilbert asks a powerful question. When you are 85 years old, sitting in a chair and looking back at your life, what do you want to see? It's not about money or fame. It's about meaning. Hilbert wants us to stop running on autopilot and really think, did I live with purpose? Did I do the things that made me happy? Did I leave behind something good? He reminds us that life passes quickly. One day you're dreaming about the future, and suddenly you're looking back at the past. If you don't make conscious choices now, you might regret missed chances later. He encourages the reader to live a legacy-driven life, one where your actions matter, not just for you, but for others. It's about love, kindness, impact, and having the courage to follow your dreams, even if they scare you. Jens also says it's never too late to change direction. Whether you're 20 or 60, you can always ask, am I living the life I want to remember? If the answer is no, then start making small changes today. Take one brave step at a time. He gives a few simple tips. Write a letter to your future 85-year-old self. What would they thank you for? Make a list of things you always wanted to do and start doing them. Spend more time with people who make you feel alive. The message is clear. You are writing your life story right now. Make sure it's a story you'll be proud to tell when you're old. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.